Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Pete Zimmerman. I will be driving here for the next 40 minutes or so. I have about 100 PowerPoint slides to go through here with you. We'll encourage you at the end. We'll have plenty of time for questions. So if you don't mind saving them to the end, that'll be great. Or as Kristen said, just put them in the chat window. We'll be sure to address them at the end here. So with that, I'm going to dive in. So as Kristen briefly mentioned, this is our cool acronym VAI. Our legal company name is Vormittag Associates, Inc. And our software is titled S2K. So I'm going to take you through many of the capabilities of S2K and how it can really benefit your business, not only in the areas that Kristen mentioned, but also we have some capabilities in and around service that may be applicable to some of the companies on the call here. So again, our product is titled S2K Enterprise. We do offer the software on cloud. For those of you who may prefer, it can also be deployed on premise. You don't have to use our cloud solution. I have a couple of slides about our cloud, so we'll talk through that. But just know that the software can also be deployed on premise if you prefer. Our application includes everything that you're seeing here. So, and everything here is owned, written, developed, supported, implemented by VAI directly. So this is our software. There is everything here is written by us. We support everything that you're seeing here as well. So just a little bit on the company. Some of you may have not heard of us, excuse me. So we've been in business now for a long time, 45 years, privately held. Bob Vormittag is our CEO, and it's very much a family business. Bob's daughter, Lisa, is our CFO. Bob Jr. is a VP of Implementation Services. Corporate headquarters is on Long Island, New York, not New York City, but Long Island. We have a number of branch offices, as you're seeing here, but there's also quite a few of the VAI team now who work remotely. So with the advent of COVID, with a lot of people began working from home, and many of us have stayed working from home. So we're about a 215 person company now. And our customers are generally small, medium-sized businesses. That's really our expertise. That's what we specialize in. And again, it's one company for all the R&D and support regarding the software. Specific to our industry, here's some names you'll know, like Sigma Supply, Janitorial, Josh, and of course Imperial Dade. I think everyone in the industry knows them. So these are all customers using the S2K Enterprise software. On our website, you can actually see videos where we feature Janitorial and Imperial Dade. So these are generally longtime customers of ours, but all very successfully using the software you're going to see today. So one of the things that we promote as a benefit in our application is a single database. So everything you're going to see has a single database. So whether we're talking about e-commerce, mobile apps, analytics, and some of the core ERP functions like inventory management and purchasing, those are all driven off of one single database, which we believe is one of our big benefits. So it's all centrally managed and controlled, and it gives you an opportunity to do some really advanced reporting, which I'll show you throughout here. So just some other things that really make us unique. Only do we have the full enterprise suite, we also offer for where it makes sense for our customers, you can buy an unlimited user license. You can buy 20 users of the software, but we do also offer an unlimited license. So that's something that actually a number of our customers take advantage of. And you'll also find our software is very secure, as is our cloud. So we'll talk more about that as we go through here. So we do have a number of APIs as well. So stressing the fact that we have the single solution, but there's plenty of interface opportunities here. So things like Concur for expense management. If you have any interest in using voice processing, we have Vocalect. We do for shipping solutions, we interface with FedEx, UPS, but if you need LTL, we interface with Varsity. So these are all various options. These are out of the box API integrations that we have that we configure for every customer. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention EDI. So that's, of course, another key component to our solution. We do offer full EDI support via Infocon and or Clio. So I briefly mentioned in the intro that we do have a cloud option here. So with our cloud, it is full high availability and disaster recovery. So your applications would be in one data center, replicated off to a secondary data center. VAI owns the servers in those data centers, but they are outsourced here, as you can see, to Rico and CoreSite. So that's who actually owns the facilities, but it's the VAI team that manages those servers. And we guarantee an uptime of at least 99.99% annually. So, and knock on wood, we never had any issues with our cloud going down. So, just something to consider. But again, the software can be delivered on premise. So with that, a little bit on the company, about our capabilities in cloud hosting. I want to introduce you to the software and really reinforce some of the points that Kristen was making about the capabilities of the system. So I'll start with this. Our application is entirely browser-based. So you'll open up your browser and you'll log in. When you as a user log in, you're going to be presented with your homepage. On your homepage, you will have whatever key performance indicators, KPIs, that you want to show. So you'll see a number of them here. So this is sales related. So this happens to be a sales role. So these things, these KPIs are going to be sales related. But just know the application also includes, a full alert system. So the application will warn you when something happens. So if customers over their credit limit, there's a large order placed, maybe somebody fat-fingered something. If an order was shipped and you want to be alerted to that, you'll know all those things here. So this, you don't have to have the alerts on your homepage. These can also come via email. But we'd like to point this out as an option. Integrated here also, we have, and I'll show you more on this later, is a CRM system. So it's an integrated CRM, so you can assign yourself tasks, other people can assign you tasks. The idea is there's going to be a single sign-in to all of your S2K content. You'll see up here some links to dashboards. This is a little bit on our analytics tool. I'll dive into this a bit more later. The idea being that you're going to be able to see dashboards and reports as you wish, divisional sales as you wish. I'll apologize, these aren't going to necessarily be the divisions and classes that you might set up, but you'll be able to see that type of thing. And divisions in VAI speak means item categories. So what's also true here, this is role-based. So a user can be locked into one role, but maybe they need to see a few different things. So maybe someone wants to go over here to inventory. Maybe they want to see what is dead stock. So, I know Kristen mentioned this. So this is one way we have of showing what items are considered dead. You'll set up what that classification means to you. So how you define if something is dead. So those are user-defined roles we can talk about in more detail. If you choose to get a more detailed presentation from the VAI team, we can show that to you. But this is just to give you a visual that there's literally hundreds of KPIs. You'll drag and drop them onto your homepage. And it's, again, you have this ability. So even there's KPIs regarding accounts receivable. So if you want to just see things like customers over their credit limit, who has open orders, what are the status of those orders, right? It's just a KPI to see, what your aging look like. So pretty good current 30-60, not too bad over 90, but geez, there's a lot of money over 120 days that's outstanding. So the application will help you really visualize performance in your specific area. There's also this ability for users who are allowed to, they can edit their homepage. So they have this ability to really configure what he or she wants to see. So I like to use the term configurable because it truly is. Users can drag and drop these things right onto their homepage. Now, some folks get really excited about this. To some people, it's not really a selling feature, but it's interesting, so we like to show it. For those users who prefer a darker background, you have that option. So if you like the look and feel of this better, have at it. So back to the point of the software being very configurable, you can really set up here for you as a user how you want this to look and what all you want on your homepage. And then, as I promised, I'll drill a little bit more into this. So there's this ability here to link bookmarks, to create bookmarks. And these can be to all sorts of different things. Maybe it's a workflow documentation. Maybe it's a website that you regularly visit. Or it can be our analytics tool. So you can drill into and look at a dashboard like this. So in the vein of trying to help you be more profitable and see which customer is buying, here's a good example of that. So here's a customer sales analysis dashboard. So here you're going to see your top 10 customers. Now, these dashboards are very interactive, so you can click on one of these and this data will change, but it's very interactive. Builds into this is the AI capabilities. So you can actually see here these insights, so you can see averages. The system will help you visualize that, gee, this month you had a particularly high net sales amount. So there is an AI engine that's baked into here as well. Right? And with this Smart Center application, we do offer a single sign-on. So if you have something like Active Directory, you can offer a single sign-on. Your users can log into the system, log into Smart Center, and then they can get direct access to whatever they're allowed to. So here what you'll see is this is a list of all of the modules of our enterprise application here. Not every user is going to have access to all these things. There's a ton of security in the system. We're not going to go into that today. Just know you'll really be able to set up exactly what a user can see and do. And after they're done with their various tasks here, they can always jump back into that home screen. As an example, I'll share this with you. We have this screen here called the Customer AR Inquiry. This is going to show you for a specific customer, what's their performance look like? And this is going to touch on all sorts of different areas. So accounts receivable information, cash, sales, AR balances, with this ability to drill down. So these buttons are here for you to drill down to. I'm partial, obviously, but I think the options here are pretty straightforward. All of our developers are here in the US, so you're going to see everything is in US English. And then there's lots of different options from here. So you can drill in. So if you want to see a year-over-year comparison for your customers. So what are they buying? Right? What are their sales by month? So you'll see that here. In addition to that, you can drill into our analytics tool that I briefly mentioned. So the analytics tool here is going to give you even deeper analysis. So there's all sorts of things here that you can drill into. So a scorecard, a customer analysis, fill rate, things like that. And I'll show you this customer scorecard. And this is just to give you a flavor for what you can see in a customer dashboard here. So our scorecard, what are the top items that they're buying? What's their aging look like? Let's look at statistics. So year-to-date cash and sales, and here's in the current month, boy, they bought a lot more than they had in the past, and the gross profit is very good. So we're going to help you really visualize the data and performance of customers. Depending on how you as a user like to use the application, you can have multiple tabs open, multiple sessions, if you will. So you can have tabs open and just bounce back and forth between them, much like you would in your browser. So you can do that right within our software as well if you prefer that type of interface. Again, I'm partial. I'm going to tell you it's very easy to find stuff in the system. Here's a great example. So if you're going to search for an item, right, I can just type in the string of characters Inc. here. It may be found in the item number. Maybe it's here in the description. Maybe it's in one of the other many fields that the application searches on. But you can do a global search, so which searches across a number of these fields. Or you can be very specific. You can search just on the string of characters Inc. in their description, or the word Inc. That may appear in the item's description. So we give you a lot of options here for finding stuff in the system. Again, into this concept of being configurable, maybe if there's just a couple of things you as a user do every day, you can open up your tabs and you can close this sidebar. If there's nothing else you're going to need to access, you turn it off. Up here, there is a favorites list. So you can just click on and create a little favorites list here. So if those are the things you do every day, you'll just see those. Back to this concept of the software being very configurable. You can move columns around. You can hide things that you don't want to see. Typically what you'd expect from an ERP application. But just know that those things are here. So if there's a particular inquiry or a screen here that someone doesn't need or doesn't want to see all the data that's available, it's fine. They can turn off and on what they want to see. As you select an item and a user drills in, they're going to be able to see a lot of information about the product, including product images, spec sheets, installation instructions, really anything that you'd want to attach to the item would be here. Uh, you'll also find that there's options here to see across multiple locations. So if you have a business that has multiple warehouses, you'll be able to see everything going on across the warehouse. And again, there's security controls as to whether or not a user is allowed to change location. But the idea here is you're going to be able to get, I'll call it a 360-degree view of this item. Pretty much everything you'd ever want to know about an item or its performance is available right from this item inquiry. We do have an integrated warehouse system, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, but just know, even down to the level of, well, where is this item? Okay, we use the term bins to describe that. So you'll be able to see it's specifically in the warehouse where an item actually resides. Here's more in that document, this folder up here, what we call S2K docs. So this is your ability to attach whatever this is, a PDF, some product information, an SDS sheet, really any external documentation you want to attach to an item, you can do so here. So, and that's backed up, of course, every day. So it's a nice way of managing data and documents that are relative to an item. This capability, by the way, is pervasive in the system. So it's also associated with customers, vendors, customer orders, purchase orders, things like that. So you'll find that's generally available throughout the system. So the other thing that you'll find within our application, I think will be helpful for managing the business are things like the manager screens. This is the AR manager. So this is going to tell you who owes you money. So where you want to, you can drill in. You can get more information about a customer and what do they owe you. And we saw a little bit of that before. But this is a really good way of also managing credit. So you're saying, gee, these customers have things in future. But a lot of open balances here over 120. So maybe these are customers you want to monitor a little bit more carefully. And you can sort based on these columns. So, if you wanted to see who owes you the most money, in any period, you have sort capabilities right here. And of course, where you see the Excel export icon, you can export the data to Excel. So literally click of a button, any of this on-screen information gets exported to Excel. You'll also find throughout all of our reports, both our analytics reports and even the standard reports in the ERP side, that you can run reports into Excel as well. PDF, of course, Excel is here also. So you can run these reports real time. They can also be scheduled, which I'll show you more of later. But really any report that you want, you can run interactively. And as that report runs, it'll pop right up on your screen. This is a simple stock status report, but I think you get the idea that these reports will run, and if you choose to show them in Excel, we'll actually open up Excel for you. And this is another good example. This is a dead stock report. So if you wanted to see, everything that's dead in a particular warehouse based on how you define dead stock, let's see that here. And our menus are also configurable. So if there's analytics reports, maybe there's something you created yourself, which you have the ability to do. You can generate all your own reports within the system, and then you can tie them right in here to our menus. So this is fully configurable also as far as the reports go and what reports a user has access to. But again, not to belabor this too much, but the interface and the user experience is very configurable. I mentioned all the reports can be scheduled. Here's what that looks like. So you can schedule this to be run. It's sent to one person, copied to a bunch of people. Maybe only wanted to run on Thursdays or needs to run every day. So you'll configure this however you like. But again, just know all the reports in the system can be scheduled. I like to refer to this as Big Brother is watching. So what I mean by that is there's a complete audit history for some of the major master files. So things like customer orders, purchase orders, customer master, vendor master, item master, for those of you in manufacturing, bills of materials. So that's really here. So you can see things like what was changed. So I can see here, Larry changed the PO number from this to this. In my opinion, we get a little overly anal. We track things down to the 100th of a second. but you can see specifically what was changed, your order number in the field. So this is very good information, typically used for training. So if you found that someone's maybe regularly changing something they shouldn't be, you'll be able to track that here, and you can see, again, individual users and what they're doing. So that's kind of the core ERP capabilities, high level. So we're going to get into some more of the detailed functionality here and some more of the advanced applications. And this is, I think, where S2K is really going to shine. So we have built into our portfolio mobile apps. We have our own CRM. You'll see a little bit of our warehousing capabilities. We have e-commerce integrated in. We have a really slick integration here to ActiveCampaign. We title it S2K Marketing Cloud. And one of the big areas of ROI, return on investment, within our application is this supply and demand planning. I'm going to show you just a little bit on that today, but there's a lot of very powerful capabilities there. So we have a whole series of mobile apps, and it really touches all the areas you're seeing here. So whether it's order processing or proof of delivery, those are all applications and mobile apps that we wrote and developed. And our apps will work connected or disconnected, generally speaking. So like the warehouse app, you need to be real-time connected for things to work. But things like POD, order entry, can work disconnected. So if your sales team is out at a customer site, they want to process an order, they can be in the warehouse, they can be literally taking an order, but be disconnected. When this device recognizes internet access again, then it'll sync back the order. And I have some screenshots here, so we're going to see this. So this is our order processing, or S2K mobile order entry, as we call it. So both your sales team can use this, but also your customers. So you can brand this app, which I'll talk more about in a minute. But the team can check pricing and availability and open AR. They can see also payments and what money is still due, and they can even enter in notes. So if they went to see a customer, there's CRM capabilities here, so they can type in a note about the various activities that they've done. And this is an example where this is at another customer, but they branded this app. So you can have your own app on our app store. One of the other really nice licensing benefits of S2K is that this mobile app is licensed with unlimited users. So you'll be able to hand this out to all of your customers. They can self-register. You can register for them, but then they can start placing orders directly with you via an app. Here's just some, as you drill down and look at products on the app, again, using that ink example, you'll be able to see specifically what the price is for the customer. How much do you have? And again, this is also configurable. You'll determine what exactly you want to see here. But because this is a single database, the same image that you may have seen in the ERP side is now also available here on the mobile app. So I find we've done a great job with the apps. They're highly intuitive. You don't need a lot of training to use these. So it's a really nice way of getting this in the hands of your sales team and your customers so they can really do a lot of self-service functions, placing orders themselves, checking on order status. They can do all those things themselves. So other things here, so they can look at OpenAR, as I mentioned, where the salesperson may need to. They can email a copy of the invoice right from their device off to the customer. So there's some real nice benefits here. That was mobile order entry. As I mentioned, we have a proof of delivery app that at least a few of our customers in your industry are using. So they load up their trucks, the trucks get sent out, and it actually tells the driver all the stops they need to do, what needs to be delivered on any given stop, who signed for it. I love this. So who signed for it, a note, and then of course there's the ability to take pictures. So if you're delivering early in the morning, late in the day, and no one's there to accept the delivery, you can actually take pictures. You can record the delivery. If someone is there, we can capture a signature. We save a proof of delivery document along with the customer order. And that capability, or the POD, also includes the geotagging, so we know where in the world someone was when they dropped everything off. So there's a lot of really powerful capabilities here right within this POD app. One of the other apps that is very popular across our customer base and brings a lot of value is our mobile warehouse system. So this is intended to run on Android devices, although it'll run on Apple. Nowadays, we're recommending Android. We can get into details on that, but the application will run on really all platforms. For those of you who may have an investment in older RF style technology, that's fine. We have a series of applications that will run on RF also. So this really touches all areas of the warehouse. So it's picking, shipping, physical inventory, cycle counting. So again, for me, this app is very easy to use. Here's an example. It's telling someone where they need to go. They need to go to a particular bin and how much of a particular item they need to go pick. So it's all set up for scanning, so they can be scanning the items. They can key in a quantity of 12 if you allow them to. They can scan individual items across the order, and it will tally up as they scan and allocate a quantity picked here. So I'm partial, but I think you'll find this application is very easily used. And what our customers will tell you is by implementing the app, they'll able to do a lot more transactions with the same or fewer people. So we're finding that the app really makes the warehousing team much more efficient. And again, in this concept of Big Brother is watching and pulling in the analytics tool, if somebody does a scan, we're tracking productivity. So you're going to be able to see here, what did a particular user do today? How many scans did they do? How many scans have they done over time? What, types of transactions are they doing? So I can see there's a lot of warehouse movement, not so much in picking, and they did a little bit of receiving. So again, we're going to be tracking all the activities here. So you'll be able to see everything going on in the warehouse, really down to the individual picker. This is one of my favorite parts of our application, again, mostly because of the ROI that it presents. But we've invested a lot of time and money and development effort in continuing to enhance this. So you'll hear this referred to as both supply and demand planning and also suggested purchasing. The idea here is that the application is going to look at historical usage to help you determine how much you're going to need to reorder. Where you may have new items, you can create a model and say, this item is going to be modeled on the usage of other items. The application also includes a sales forecasting capability. So where you don't have any of that but want to use sales forecasting, and you can do that at individual item levels, you can establish a sales forecast. So the sales forecast will look at either history of items or some of the algorithms that the application has, but it will help you determine how much of any item you're going to sell. And then the application will also include things for forward buying and targets. So if you knew a price increase was coming, or if you knew that the lead time was going to get longer, for those who may source product from overseas, maybe Chinese New Year is coming, and you want to plan for that, you can put some parameters in to say, well, if my lead time is going to increase maybe to 120 days, what does that look like? And one of the other areas we have greatly enhanced over time is this target buying function. So if you're trying to fill a container, or there's a certain amount dollar amount or cubes you have to purchase in order to get a discount or free freight, the application will help you with that. So we have a very, to me, intuitive interface here. You'll see as a buyer logs in all the vendors from whom they have to purchase product, how much the system is recommending. And then, of course, you have the ability to drill into a vendor and see specifically, what items the system is recommending. You'll see some green and yellow stoplights over here. So this is saying, yeah, the system is able to make a suggestion. These yellow flags here are just warnings. Maybe there's abnormal usage. For those of you who may have multiple locations, you may have one location that's overstocked and another that's under stock. So the system will suggest a transfer before it will ever tell you to buy something. You can override. So you may choose to buy product because maybe it's easier to get it from a local vendor than it is to transport product across multiple states where your locations may reside. So again, I'll encourage you, if this looks good and you want more details, my colleagues and I, we can drill down into much more detail on these things. This is another really critical screen. This is the detailed suggestion screen. So what this is going to tell you is for a given item, in which warehouses or from which warehouses are you selling? What does the demand look like over time for that item? So you'll be able to see here what this is trending graphically with data. What does that look like? All right, so depending on how you like to look at stuff, you'll see that here. And I mean, that's a very positive way. S2K, our software, will inundate you with data. So if there's something you need or something you're looking for, if it's, you'll see it in the inquiries, you'll be able to access it via reports or dashboards. So as long as the data is in S2K, you're going to be able to see it here very readily. So one of the other unique value propositions I think we have is within our applications, we have our own CRM. Now we titled it S2K Salesforce, and this does require a connection, and it is fully browser-based, but really it's your sales team ability to access customer information, look up vendors, see customer sales. So from the Smart Center application, these are all the components that we define as being part of S2K Salesforce. So it's all included as part of Smart Center, so it comes along with our application. But back at that homepage, so when a sales manager logs in, they'll be able to see their sales rep ranking. Okay? So who's, how's the sales team doing? As I drill in, there's also this activity dashboard. So for me as a salesperson, what does I need to do today? So what activities do I have scheduled? We offer an integrated calendar. So this calendar can be integrated with Office 365. But the idea here is you're going to be able to see everything, that salesperson has scheduled. So if I'm a salesperson, I can see my calendar. If I'm considered what we call a sales manager, I'll be able to see my sales team's calendar. So, and then here they'll look at the activities. Hopefully, they'll go in, they'll perform the activity, they'll make notes. That then gets recorded here in activity history. And so you'll be able to, they'll be able to see, you'll see all the activity history that was done by that salesperson. But they can also drill, really inquire and drill into their customers and their prospects. So they can go in and look up a customer information. They can see activity history specific to that customer. So what was done? What's still open? So I've got some stuff to do here, apparently. And I'm a little behind. It was supposed to be done in March. There's also sales opportunity tracking. I'm not sure how many of you would want to do this, but you can track sales opportunities. So if you have a team working on, a new sale opportunity, maybe it's a prospect, or maybe it's a customer looking to bring on a new product line or some new rentals, something like that. You'll be able to see opportunities from here. Cases as well. This is a really powerful feature, in my opinion. So maybe this is not something you need to take action on, but the customer has an issue. They're not necessarily looking for a credit. They're not necessarily looking to do a return, but they just want to alert you that there was some issue that happened. Maybe they have a complaint. Maybe they have a question. So you can create cases here. You can assign them to individuals to follow up. And then we have case management capabilities where you can see what are the open cases? What are the closed cases? Are we getting a customer who's complaining about a lot of different things? So there's a lot of management tools here also to really see what's going on in the business. Okay, but one of the other, to me, great benefits of our integrated CRM is this ability. If I'm talking to a customer, I can see their sales, and whether that's, again, division meaning product line, their product line sales. We have division and class, so another level of detail under division. What individual items has that customer been purchasing? So all of that's on one page, really designed for your sales team. So as they're talking to a customer or before they go see a customer, they're going to be able to see, what they're buying and not. So what they're buying is great, but you can also see here, some of the paper products that they've been buying, they really haven't done a lot this year. Now, over last year, we're up. So that's good, but we're seeing here it's a very small percentage. So it gives the sales team some information to really talk to the customer with, see if they can't increase sales. One of the other features that we've done a lot of development on is this opportunity tracking. So we've got a really slick dashboard here. So if you wanted to see, this is a new customer pipeline, but we wanted to see what's the status here. What's going on with these new customers. So we can see we're in negotiation with some. We've just issued proposals to others, but it's really a nice way of managing a sales pipeline, if you will. So, and you can do this in a list. I love this visual, so you can really see what's going on in all these various stages. And of course, you define what these stages are. I've talked some about our analytics tool, but I want to just drill into that a bit more, because this is a really good way of identifying, areas of the business that need to be reviewed. So whether that's your slow moving inventory, things that are out of stock, inventory turns. So you can see inventory turns for item here. So this is just one example of a dashboard here, but you'll be able to see lots of different things. Maybe our primary piece here is this health check. So with the health check application, it's really focused on inventory, purchasing, and warehouse, but you can see various performance metrics here. What's the value of my inventory been? What is excess inventory? So read this as items that are over their max stock. What is dead? Right. What cycle counts have we done? What's the total value of inventory? So you will see, all sorts of different information here. What have been the fill rates? So we're going to give you, as I mentioned before, just lots of information, lots of great management information here, which you can drill down to. So if you want to know more about anything, you can drill in. You can see profitability here. So, and all of these dashboards are really configurable. So what I'm showing you is out of the box, but you can change these. You can update these as you wish. You can filter these, and maybe you just want to see one customer. Again, this analytics tool is also, I will tell you, very easy to use when you're generating your own reports, mostly because it's a drag and drop interface. This particular screen is in and around our general ledger, but it really extends out to all the various areas of the system. So we're talking about sales or inventory. You'll have this ability to do your own reporting. We've defined many, not all, but many of our fields here in analytics and given them English names. So it's very easy to say, oh, maybe I need some AP data or AR data, and you can then drag and drop those right onto the pane here to generate reports and dashboards. And then our e-business here, this is, again, an area where we see a lot of ROI for our customers. Because this is fully integrated with our application, as you change an image, you change a price, customer places, or any of those things, it is all real-time updated into the website. Now, if you already have an existing site you're happy with, as I mentioned before, we do have APIs. But you can also, and some customers are doing this, they keep their e-commerce site, but they may use this as a customer self-service portal. So a customer can check on the status of their account, orders, invoices. They can even pay bills online with a credit card if you allow them. It's all completely integrated, as I mentioned before. So there's a catalog manager here. So if you want to strengthen the data that you're showing in the e-commerce site, maybe you want to add more images or movies or more content or more substitution products, you have that ability to strengthen your product catalog. And the look and feel of this is really, we have a standard, but it's very configurable. You'll decide how you want this to look. So what I'm showing you is an example. We have lots of customers using this, and you'll find they all generally look different. But it's from here that you can log in. So the user would log in, username and password as you'd expect. And then they can see things like, they can browse for furniture products. They can go up here and see the actions. They can see, also in a summary here, what's the total of this order. We have coupons if that's something you want to extend out to your customers. With the customer self-service capabilities, they can look at, the order confirmation. It will be emailed to them, but they can also, with this option here, to export PDF, pull that up right here. Okay, I briefly mentioned this before, but we also have this S2K marketing cloud option. So we may want to send marketing automation tools, or if someone abandoned the cart and you want to do some automation to follow up with them, you have those capabilities here with this tool as well. Again, this is technically a third-party piece. It's powered by ActiveCampaign, but we have it very tightly integrated with S2K. So as you update a contact information, it gets synced between our S2K Salesforce product and a marketing product here. So this is where you can really develop your own digital marketing strategy. So there's ability to do workflows within this. So if a customer did abandon a cart, you want to wait a day and then send them a promotion, or someone went to a particular page on the site but maybe didn't buy something, you want to reach out to them. So all those types of capabilities are available within this marketing cloud. And again, all tightly integrated here. So if someone is shopping on the e-commerce site, and let's say they place an order, that gets updated into Marketing Cloud. You'll see it in the S2K Salesforce tool as well. So you see real time where they were shopping, what they bought, and that's going to all be visible here. So there's a few other things I just want to mention that's part of our product portfolio that may be applicable to some of you. So we do have a full retail point of sale component. So for those of you who may have a need for a cash register and a more interactive retail environment, we do offer that. So it includes things like gift card sales and pin pad and loyalty tracking and things like that. So there's that type of capability within the retail module. We have a number of customers in your industry using our service and repair module. So for those of you who may be servicing equipment, maybe you go out and you do a service call, maybe you have some warranty work, but we do track service calls here in the system. You'll see there's the ability to enter a service call for a specific customer, or you can put assets on there that you're maintaining. One of the cool features of this is you can also go out and do service calls for product that you didn't sell the customer. So there's that capability here. This is the details of that. So maybe this is a standard repair, maybe it's a warranty repair, things like that. But you can record all the requirements and everything you need to about a particular asset and the service that needs to be done. And then once the service is done and completed, you can actually generate an invoice to the customer. It goes through our regular invoicing process. So if the customer's looking on the e-commerce site as an example, and they want to see what was done on a service call, they'll have visibility to see that. One of the other things that I really love about our application is this, especially for those using service. We have a mobile app. So this is for your technicians. So now your technicians can go out with their, this is Apple only today, but they can go out with their Apple device and they can see the service calls that they need to work on. They can touch it. They touch on it. It'll tell them what they need to work on. It will also allow, we have some updates to this, so they can choose to log in and log out of a service call. It'll calculate the elapsed time. They can enter in parts usage here. So whatever parts were used, any labor time can all be entered in here. They can enter in notes and resolutions, and all this gets back updated into S2K Enterprise. They can take pictures. So they can take a picture of the product before the repair, after the repair, and then hopefully someone is there to sign and say that the work was done. They'll produce a signature right on the device here. And again, we save that associated with the service call. So some really nice capabilities there.